Hello friends and welcome to Frolics&Finds. Today's video is a small weekly Walmart video that I've started sharing with you guys where I spend less than $100 a week for our weekly grocery haul, as well as included in that is a $25 worth of stock up pantry items. So what we're looking right here are fresh produce. I have that white or yellow Vidalia onions. I have bananas. I have apples right there. And I have fresh tomatoes as well. Cucumber. And right there is a loaf of bread, which is a must. And then a box of orange juice, and then this time the right coffee. I have Starbucks house blend in medium roast. And okay, right here's the celery and the bag of carrots. So I'm gonna be cooking this in one of the mornings when I come back from work. So that's the fresh produce. And right here is a bag of the golden fries by Orida. This is very useful when my teenager is grumpy. So she can just grab some of these and put this in the air fryer and eat it with other sandwiches that we have. And there's the Gala apples. So all of this that I've shown you cost me about $56, and then I spent about $22 of the protein shake for my stock up pantry items, and about $15 of deli meats that I got from another store, as well as cheese that should be eaten along with this, you know, soup, sandwiches, things like that. So I'm still well under my $100 weekly budget for all the things that I hauled this week. I just got back from work and I need about an hour to wind down, and what I do is I usually cook. So this is what we're having today, a crockpot dish. So I started with boiling some slices of beef, and I boil it for 5 minutes and then wash it under running water to get rid of those materials there that I don't want to be included in my soup. This way, I will come up with a very clear, clean broth. So here's the meat. After I boil it for 5 minutes, I let it run underwater, basically wash it. I learned it from a girl who was making, you know, the Vietnamese soup called pho. And that's how I learned that in order to get a very clear broth, a very clean broth, you're gonna boil your meat for 5 minutes and wash it under running water. So this beef or this meat have been hanging out in my freezer as part again of my pantry, of my stock up pantry items. And here are the vegetables that I had in the last week's haul. This is the cabbage left over from last week's haul. And then also here's the carrots that I got from this week's haul that I'm using. And then I'm going to use this celery. Not all of this celery. I just wash this celery and let it drain. And I'll be using about 3 to 5 stalks for this dish. And the rest I'm just going to chop up and put it in the freezer for future use. And then also in this dish is the andouille sausage that I got from Alabama. This has been hanging out in my freezer as well, and it's time to use it. That's a good thing about having those things in your pantry, in your stock up items in your freezer, as well as in your food storage. I do have a food storage, so I don't have to, you know, I get all the ingredients that I want, or, you know, I could always cook something out of my pantry just like that. So right here, I line the crock pot with the liner for easy cleanup. And these are the sliced celery, and then there's that half an onion there that I didn't bother to slice because I just got that from the freezer, because sometimes I put onions in the freezer too. So I add in the carrots, and look how beautiful the color is. This is a really good crunchy fresh carrots. And there goes the meat. And I also added a few of the new potatoes that I harvested from the garden, believe it or not, last month. So there is a way of keeping your potato, the freshly harvested potato, in a way that it would last quite a long time. Or maybe I just don't know that. So here goes everything. Add the potato. Then add the cabbage, and just like that, just your cube. I don't have to separate them because they're gonna fall apart once this is cooking in the crock pot for several hours. And then there goes my andouille sausages. These are spicy, so in this crock pot I don't really add peppers a lot because of that andouille sausage being spicy. And then here's the spices that I am using. This is just the vegetable based soup, which is the Better Than Beyond brand. And also I got here a ginger. I didn't have fresh ginger, so that is what I'm using. And for some, for here in America, adding ginger to your soups might be unusual, but it's actually good. And then I have minced garlic in there too. So I actually added 2 quarts of water. Then here's the salt. So I'm just gonna add those in the mixture. And you can always add salt later if you feel like you need some more. So, it's better to under-salt it than over-salt it. And there's the ginger. And then also I am putting in a tablespoon of the vegetable broth base. I could have used the beef because I do have a bottle of that from last time, but I don't want to get down to the basement and get it. So I set it on high because it's about midnight now, and I'm gonna be waking up at probably 5. Not really to wake up, but I get up and said, make sure that my family, I said goodbye to them when they go to work and to school, and then I get back to bed again. So I'm just gonna get this cooking for about 4 hours. And then that's how it looks like. And I'm gonna make salad for the husband. So here's his favorite grapefruit. I have lettuce from last haul, some peppers, some cucumber that I got from this haul, and the celery. So I just chopped them up and I will put them together in a bowl for him to take in the morning. So he loves grapefruit in his salad. And he got the idea when we went to Las Vegas at Caesar's Palace actually, and we were having the salad, and he realized that it has this grapefruit with it, and he really loves grapefruit. I cannot eat grapefruit, it's just too tart for me. So I layered them in the container. I sprinkled some Parmesan cheese. There's his grapefruit. I added some of the Newman's oil and vinaigrette for his dressing. And that's good to go in the morning for him to grab to bring to work. And in the morning when I wake up, this is how it looks like. It doesn't look very, very vibrant anymore, because when you cook in the crock pot, it actually loses the bright green. But look at the broth. This is what I'm talking about, that you need to wash your meat after it has boiled for about 5 minutes, and wash it under running water to get rid of those undesirable, unsightly, and probably kind of the slime, the whatever it is in the meat that you don't want to be part of your cooking. So this is how it's looking. The cabbage has lost its green, vibrant green color, and that's what happens when you cook in a crock pot. However, even if the green is not there anymore, the flavor is just so intense. This is what's good about crockpot cooking, because it really draws out all the flavor from the cabbage, from the meat, and all the ingredients you put in there, and it's just make it so delicious. So we are going to eat this. I'm going to take some of this to work with me. And not sure what happened with the video here, but this is how it is looking in the bowl. I'm gonna look for sprinkle this with green onions or maybe a fresh mint. I like the mint, the smell in the soup. And look how clear the broth is. So that's what I'm trying to, if there's something that I would like to impart here is boil your meat and clean it under water, and then you're gonna get that clear, clean broth. So friends, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, I would love it if you would. So we'll see each other again next time. Bye.